Welcome to the Backlot 605 podcast, episode number 62. I'm one of your hosts. I'm Casey Kelderman. Joining with me today in the co-host chair is Blake Ginnathan.
What up?
What's up, Blake?
You ruined my intro. I was going to do it. I'm Brian Mensing.
Sorry, we should have just let it slide.
It's okay.
Yeah, Brian's not here tonight. He had a little SuperCon meeting.
Yeah.
He has taken on a staff member position there.
I'm excited to see what he can pull out with that.
Yeah, let's hopefully this doesn't get anything between him and Charlie and Andy. He doesn't get involved with that.
Oh, yeah.
That whole thing.
Maybe a chair shot or two.
Or three. Anyway, we're joined here with Nathan Hults.
Hey, welcome. I'm glad to be back.
Yeah. What's going on?
Oh, not a whole lot.
Are you a little busy here in the next
I've been pretty busy.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on right now. We've got Snow Jam Comedy Festival coming up January 23rd through the 25th. 30 comics coming from all over the country and the world to perform to raise money for the Special Olympics of South Dakota.
What's the furthest someone's traveling for this?
Quebec.
Okay.
That might not be true. I don't know. I've got a couple California comics, so it might be further.
It's probably further to Canada then.
No,
further to California than Canada. Yeah.
So we've got some comics flying in. We've got Sean Jordan, who grew up in Sioux Falls, but is now in one of the most wildly successful podcasts out of LA called All Fantasy Everything. But he's a Sioux Falls local that's coming back and headlining the festival, which is exciting.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about the festival.
Yeah. We raise money for the Special Olympics.
What you're doing is a lot cooler than what we are trying to do with our live show. Let's start with how that got started. Why did you want to start the festival?
4 years ago, I was on a Facebook chat with Timmy Williams and Dan Bublitz, and we were talking about how we weren't getting into festivals, like comedians do. Mm-hmm. That's a pretty popular conversation amongst comedians, and we were talking about how South Dakota needs a festival, and then we jokingly said it would be awesome if we brought people during the worst time. And so
January in South Dakota.
January in South Dakota. And so we named it Snow Jam, right?
Yeah, that's cool.
It's kind of cool. Then we were trying to decide we didn't want to do a contest. We don't like the competitive spirit that happens. We wanted to kind of raise money for a good cause, and we all kind of agreed the Special Olympics is, has affected us in one way or another, and we'd like to give back to that great organization. So that's what we did 4 years ago. We did our first year. We were at a couple places in town, and then it just kept growing every year. We've just every year we've gotten almost doubled what we gave the year before, which is exciting. Last year we had Kevin McDonald from Kids in the Hall. We've had some awesome comedians. A lot of comedians that are now, been on TV and all that kind of stuff. So it's a lot of fun.
Where is this being held at?
This year we're at Boss's Comedy Club, which is it was voted Sioux Falls' only comedy club, and that's.
I'm assuming it was a landslide victory.
Voted Sioux Falls' only comedy club, which is owned by me, and then we're also doing Remedy Brewing, which is a really great brewery in 8th and Railroad. I went to college with a couple of the owners there, and so we're excited to work with them. And then Books and Brews, we'll be hosting like an open mic. So if you've always wanted to try comedy, we're doing a brunch open mic on Saturday.
Blake,
which will be fun.
I would bomb for sure. Yeah.
Come on over, man. That's what we do daily. No. And then we also have one of the recruiters from America's Got Talent. So she's coming to the shows, but also going to teach a seminar on casting for comedians and stuff like that. So
where's that going to be held at?
That's going to be at the Whitewall Sessions.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. We know something about that.
Yeah. Whitewall is pretty great. They're really great. Jeff Suger. I think Mike no longer with the company, but he's always been very, very helpful and awesome to us. So, so we're pretty excited about this year. It's going to be a lot of fun. We got a lot of great sponsors, the Valiant Hotel, the Cloud. Check out snowjamcomedyfest.com and you'll see all of these amazing companies that are supporting such a great cause.
I don't know where I was going with that. Do you have any other questions?
I could talk more about it. We actually did add a fourth producer. So it's Timmy Williams from The Whitest Kids You Know, Dan Bublitz from Huron, me, and we added Luke Johnson, who's a very fantastic comedian and excellent, just been super helpful running the festival. So we're pretty excited about that.
I remember what I was going to ask. How much are there? Is there tickets to it? Is it a free event?
No, it's not a free event because we're raising money, right? But tickets for most shows are like $10, right? And you can get an all festival pass for like $50. There's at least two shows a night. So I mean, you save some money. Sean Jordan costs a little bit extra towards the end, but that's going to be an all South Dakota show, so it's going to be a lot of fun. But if you go to our website, you can get times for the events and tickets.
What's the website?
snowjamcomedyfest.com.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna jump into our usual stuff on the show, but then I want to jump back to the Snow Jam in our main topic, so we can start talking a little bit about comedians and maybe some of our influences, especially Nathan's influences. Hell, I want to talk about comedians that have gone dramatic because the big names right out, today, as the Oscar nominations have come out, Adam Sandler is a big name that's being thrown out right now.
Did he get a nod?
He did not. So we'll talk about that.
Okay.
We'll talk about that. All right, let's do the box office. The results this week. Number one, 1917, $36.5 million. Taking out Star Wars Episode 9 for the first time in a month that this movie is not number one.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool seeing 1917 take the top.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised. It's probably because of its Golden Globe wins where people were surprised about it. But it's
a war movie.
Yeah, I suppose. Derek on our film group made a good comment that a lot of war movies do well in this time of year.
Yep.
So,
World War I, Birdman. Right? That's what it is.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Except no Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
Well,
or Birdman.
Well, I'm surprised. It's even past, box office scores if it doesn't have Michael Keaton in it.
It should have just not have released it then. Number two is Star Wars Episode 9, $15 million. Finally getting topped at the box office. I didn't think it was going to happen until Bad Boys, but I guess.
Is Jumanji going to overtake Star Wars in positioning? Is that what I'm seeing here?
Within the next week? Possible. It's very possible. That'd be nuts.
It would be.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, because
Jack Black, The Rock,
Kevin Hart.
Two women that are generally not named, but are also good looking.
I know one of them.
I don't know.
Oh, is it Aquafina in this one?
Is she in there?
Yeah, Aquafina's in this one.
I had no idea.
And Karen
Nora
Gillian.
from Queens. Yeah. She's taking over the world, man.
I didn't even watch the trailer for this, so.
Yeah, I have no interest in it. But I wouldn't be surprised if it did. I mean, it's got that all-star cast, like Nathan said, and, I mean, Star Wars isn't getting good reviews. I think that's the biggest thing about it. People are kind of upset. They're not going back to rewatch it.
I was just gonna say. I bet the rewatchability on Jumanji is a lot higher than Rise of Skywalker.
That's probably true. Number three, like we mentioned, Jumanji: The Next Level, $14 million. Number four, the new comedy Like a Boss, $10 million.
I don't even know what that movie is.
It is not the adaptation of the Lonely Island song, as it should have been.
Man, I'm really old because I didn't even know they had a song called Like a Boss. So,
being sarcastic, or didn't know that?
I'm dead serious.
Oh.
Yeah, I will put this in the column of my wife will eventually want to see this, which means I'll have to watch it at some point.
Yeah, this goes in. Yeah, I'm pretty much in the same one but then I'll just say you go watch it with a friend, and I'm not watching it with you.
I don't have that column in my sheet, so
no,
I'll have to watch it.
Yeah, Salma Hayek. Yeah, I don't know
who else. The other actress?
I don't remember.
Rose Byrne.
Oh,
I tell you what, I do love Rose Byrne, so I might.
Oh, Tiffany Haddish.
I might watch it. Oh.
I watched the trailer. It was the first one we watched before, Star Wars or something. It came up before Star Wars.
It was before Uncut Gems.
Okay. Uncut Gems. Yeah. Looks terrible.
Yeah. I really liked the song in the trailer, so I remember Shazamming it in the middle of the theater. So that was what I remember about it.
That the song was more impactful than
it
the
was,
movie.
Yeah, it was.
Number five, also at $10 million, Just Mercy, the Michael B. Jordan, Jamie Foxx film.
Looks good.
Yeah, it does. I've heard good things about it. Yeah. So I like seeing smaller movies in the top five, but it also is a slow slow weekend out there with Like a Boss and 1917 being the two big releases for the week. So yeah, that's the box office. No real surprise besides 1917, I guess, but I think that's because Star Wars isn't what people were expecting of it.
No, certainly not.
All right, so let's move on to the news here. Let's kick it off. Christian Bale is in talks to join Thor: Love and Thunder, the fourth Thor film directed by Taika Waititi. What do we think of Christian Bale joining this cast?
I love it. I'm so excited. Thor versus Batman. I'm in.
Oh, he's not going to be Thor?
No, he's not going to be Thor.
Yeah, then I'm out.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
He's going to be Beta Ray Bill.
Who's that?
Like alien horse-faced Thor?
Yeah, he's basically Thor, but not Thor.
But Thor.
Yeah,
So
he
he's like
becomes Thor, and then he's not Thor.
So he's like a Bizarro Thor?
I wouldn't say Bizarro.
He's another like alien race that becomes worthy to hold the hammer.
Yeah, Mjolnir.
But, I mean, if Christian Bale was him, it'd just be a mocap.
It's a Marvel comic favorite.
I'm curious if they're going to...
Nerds are yelling at you right now on the internet, Blake,
that is
not knowing it.
I am totally okay with that. I'm just curious if... Because what I'm imagining is like the spirit of Ragnarok, which is vastly different from the other two Thors.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to imagine Christian Bale in a Ragnarok, and I'm just not picturing it.
But has he ever been in a movie like that?
That's what I'm worried about.
He can do it all, though.
If he's playing Patrick Bateman in a Thor movie, I think I'm all in on that. And, like if he's listening to
Newsies, it's probably the closest thing. But that was what, 80s, early 90s,
92 or something.
Yeah,
he's back to Disney, buddy.
I would love to see him walk into a room with Thor and listening to Huey Lewis and be like, "Have you heard Thor? Have you heard sports?" That's what I want to
listen to Hip to Be Square on Thor: Love and Thunder. I wouldn't put it past Taika Waititi to put something from that.
I also heard that Jennifer Lawrence is in talks to be in this, so that's kind of cool too.
Where do you fit her in? This is already a pretty big cast. You're bringing back Natalie Portman, and
you put in Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah, Natalie Portman came back after a good Thor movie.
After
she was like,
was there a correlation?
I don't really want to be part of the Thor franchise anymore. You're gonna have to write me out. And then it's like a good Thor movie is like, hey, do you think I could maybe come back as the love interest?
Can I just be Thor this time? Yeah, I mean,
isn't she gonna get special powers in this one too?
She's gonna be like Lady Thor in it. Yes.
She can ham it up, so I'm pretty excited. To
Give her a better director like Taika Waititi, and I think
is that who's directing this?
Yeah, he's coming back.
Oh, yeah. Then it's going to be like Ragnarok. Why did you say that at the beginning?
I mentioned it.
Okay.
Yeah. I think all the elements are there to be something even better than Ragnarok this time. If you're adding Jennifer Lawrence maybe to this too, and Christian Bale is already, I think, confirmed already, so let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's keep in the Marvel universe here. Some opposite side of the news here. Scott Derrickson is out as the director of Doctor Strange 2 after what is called creative differences. That corporate word.
Creative differences we got Ant-Man.
Is that a good thing or
a bad thing?
Yeah,
I was just saying, where are you going with that?
I liked the Ant-Man.
Yeah, that's fine.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Edgar Wright, except for, well, never mind.
Except for what? I'm curious.
I get a lot of mad mail because my views on Baby Driver.
Which views? The Kevin Spacey views or just the movie in general?
I'm not pro Baby Driver. I think it was a good movie with a terrible soundtrack, but to make a movie about a good soundtrack and not have a good soundtrack is infuriating.
I have a lot of issues with that movie that have nothing to do with the soundtrack, but I feel like we could become best friends if we don't like Baby Driver together.
I love Edgar Wright. He's one of probably my favorite director, but I think Baby Driver was a hot piece of garbage.
Wow. Hot take.
I don't think I even dislike the movie.
Let me say this.
But if it's your favorite director, then yeah, probably if you didn't like the movie, you're gonna really not like it.
It's not a hot piece of garbage. It is a gas station microwave burrito. Some people love it, and it's got a place in its world, but man, do I not want one.
Oh, I love using food analogies to explain film so much.
Welcome to my stand-up career. No, I think I don't know who Scott Derrickson is.
He did Sinister. Did you see Sinister?
In the first Doctor Strange movie.
Yeah.
Okay, he did good at the first Doctor Strange movie, but they have a lot to fit in with this one. I mean, they're literally introducing the multiverse with this that they've already kind of started. So he's probably had to pigeonhole a bunch of shit into this movie that probably not as much.
And I think he was told it was going to be a horror movie, and then Kevin Feige and Marvel are like, well, it's not a horror movie. It might have some elements, but he was probably thinking, no, I'm going to make a effing horror movie out of this. Yeah. Which I think that'd be cool. Marvel's not going to do that with what they're doing right now. They're not going to take that risk. Yeah, like I think they're just going to find some generic director out there to do Doctor Strange 2 now after Derrickson drops out. So
is Ron Howard doing anything?
That I would not put it past him to say, Ron Howard, you want to do Doctor Strange? Oh, I would watch that, though, because Clint Howard would then be in a Doctor Strange movie.
Not entirely true. There's a better chance of him being in it.
He would definitely be in it then. I would take that. He could play the villain then. Why not?
I would watch Clint Howard as Doctor Strange.
They should just do
I don't think they're going to recast.
Take out Benedict Cumberbatch and put in Clint Howard.
It's dreamcasting. That's all I'm asking. That's all. That's it.
Yeah, you'd have a lot of fangirls and fanboys, I think, crying over that. I'd be into it.
I'd swim in their tears.
Let's bring up one more superhero thing that we got to. This just dropped today, the Morbius teaser trailer, even though it's 3 minutes long. What a
burn!
Yeah, let's first start off with that. I freaking hate when studios release trailers and like, oh, it's a teaser trailer, and it's 3 minutes long. I'm like, that's just a trailer.
Here's what I hated about this trailer.
Everything?
No, never. The trailer started and it literally goes. Is it Morbius or Mobius?
Morbius.
Morbius trailer in 3, 2, 1, and then it played the trailer. I don't understand this whole new thing with counting down. I know what I clicked on.
Yeah.
Why am I getting a countdown?
Or it shows quick 10 seconds of the trailer.
It did that while it was counting down.
Yeah. But I've never seen the countdown before.
I don't understand this. I don't know. I hate this generation of people who do this stuff.
It's for people who click off videos in that 10 seconds from where they started. Or three seconds.
Why would they click off it if they clicked it?
No,
it's the culture we live in.
I disagree
am I not seeing this properly?
Because you obviously don't running around in like Facebook like wormhole video holes. Right.
On a Saturday night I do.
I'll watch something I clicked on my timeline, and then it'll just auto play for the next one.
Right.
That's what that's for.
Oh, okay.
It's
it's like
everything you're seeing. If you're not going to it, is you're gonna catch this on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. So it's gonna start. It just needs to autoplay. It needs to grab your attention in that first 3 seconds, or you're moving away.
I gotcha. Yeah, it's still stupid, but I get it.
So I'm going to cut one trailer because I have to pay that guy $300,000 to cut this trailer. I'm not going to have him cut 6 versions of it. I'm going to have him cut the one that I can use on everything.
Yeah, it's not anything new. I think it'll keep continuing. That trailers will keep going like this and be 10 seconds long.
Yeah, I definitely feel like Clint Eastwood on my lawn right now. So
I would like to see that style done with like. Sophie's Choice or something like that, or like like the English Patient.
Yeah, or Schindler's List, obviously.
Schindler's List. Yeah. Let's try to
Requiem for a Dream.
That one would actually be a pretty good one. Just like
it'd be like going on an acid trip for that movie. But speaking of
we really got off the plot on this one.
Let's bring it back to Jared Leto here.
Joker becomes what he wanted to be, a vampire.
I think he already is a vampire in real life, but this trailer looks...
no, he's a cult leader in real life.
He's a lot of things in real life, Blake.
He's the jack of all trades.
He's...
the Joker of all trades.
The Joker of all trades. He's, he looks really bad in this movie. I think this movie looks terrible. But that's just a trailer. But it looks really...
In our group chat, I said it looked like Venom 2.0, and that's kind of what I get out of it. Just bad special effects.
Looks like special effects from the 90s.
Yeah.
Like, this movie would have kicked ass in the 90s. So would have Venom would have, too.
I think it's really exciting to have an off Blade in the same universe Blade will be in.
Then just put him in Blade.
I think so. My guess is since Keaton is pictured in the trailer, and there's a Spider-Man in the trailer as well, it's going to actually be in the Marvel universe.
I think Sony's trying for it, but Marvel's like, you can do whatever you want. We're not necessarily going to put you in the next big Marvel thing.
Is this a villain?
Yeah, he is a Spider-Man villain.
Okay.
Yes.
But here's the thing, like, he's probably going to be part of the Sinister Six. They're likely building a Sinister Six cast like they've done with whatever. But here's the great thing. If Sony gets rid of their movie cinematic part, which they might do, it's their least profitable sector business, right? And it's a downtime. If Sony sells, all of the properties go back to Marvel, which is exciting because then they've already laid this groundwork and we can just jump into it. We don't have to wait for 8 movies to get a Fantastic Four movie that doesn't suck.
Yeah, I think that's what Sony's gunning for. I wish they would just outright say if the Sony movies were going to be in the Marvel universe. Like, I wish Marvel would come out and say it. Sony's been like, yeah, we are.
Disney should just buy Sony.
No,
it's probably not too far.
I'm being facetious, but for the point of this whole rigmarole of where's what's where, it's kind of like just buy them and get it over with.
They don't have to because if they sell anything,
who's they?
So if Sony unloads their pictures unit, all of the properties they own that Marvel has sold to them, there's a clause in the contract they literally bounce back to Marvel.
Yeah.
Oh.
So no one can acquire those from Sony.
Not even Disney?
Well, Disney owns Marvel, so
Disney would have it then.
But it would be they already have the agreement to work with them, right? And it's already said they're doing 3 more Spider-Man movies, right? And they're talking about bringing in Venom into that universe, right? So they don't need to. They just have to wait for Sony to get bought, and then they can have complete control again.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I don't know. What do you guys think of this first look at this movie? Are you in? Is this gonna make you buy a ticket?
No.
No.
Okay. Yeah.
I will see it because I have to see it because I like the genre.
Yeah.
But I won't. I'm not rushing to get to the theater on opening weekend.
I'm gonna do what I did with Venom. Rent it the first week out for $3, and that's it. That's all I'm doing.
I still haven't seen Venom either. And it looks all right. I'm not even again. I just had a baby, so I don't.
Hey, congratulations!
Thank you.
Yeah.
A year ago, so
you can show him Venom. Let's jump to our next piece of news here. Andy Muschietti, who is the director of the 2 It films, is in talks to direct a remake of The Howling for Netflix. Blake, I'll kick it off with you because I know you love The Howling.
I don't like The Howling. I have not seen It Chapter 2, but I didn't like the first one. But it's well made, and I'm excited to see what a horror director is going to get with a blank check in a way. So I don't know. I'm excited about this in a way. I like just because I don't like The Howling doesn't mean I have ill intent towards the remake or anything. I'm kind of curious to see where it goes with this.
I was just being sarcastic.
Oh. Yeah. I mean, I don't like The Howling, but I'm excited to see what comes about with this.
Nathan, do you have any?
Is The Howling a horror film?
Yeah, it's
Joe Dante horror film from the 80s. Okay. Werewolf.
It's actually a series. There's like 6 or 7 of them.
I'm sure. I most of these words on this I don't understand. So I don't have a real.
Yeah, I enjoyed the 2 It movies. I think the first one is leaps and bounds better than the second. But if he's gonna go do the Howling remake at Netflix, why not? I think it's cool that Netflix is picking up properties like this, like they're doing Coming to America, and what's the other Eddie movie they're doing?
Beverly Hills Cop
7 and 8. I think it's cool that I think Netflix is just gonna become its own, basically a studio, but for streaming.
I'm still curious how they're making their money, but
yeah, I think we're probably going to get another hike in the membership here pretty soon.
Yeah,
$20 a month. I'd still pay probably $20 a month for Netflix.
We as a family, we split the whole thing and have the unlimited plan. So it's only like, I think it's only like $60 for the entire year for us. So it's not a bad deal.
Granted, I don't use my own Netflix. It's still my parents. So I don't care. Hike it up for all I want.
You can't complain at all.
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah.
Next piece of news here: Nicholas Hoult is in talks to join the next 2 Mission Impossible films.
Yeah, I'm all in on this.
Yeah,
I love Nicholas Hoult, and the Mission Impossible movies somehow keep getting better and better. So yeah, I'm all for this.
I'm excited for Ethan Hunt to have a son. Yeah.
he could play Tom Cruise's son.
I know. That's what I'm
I
saying.
never thought about that. Yeah.
Yeah, his long lost love child.
Right. I hope he's entered in by a woman coming up to Ethan Hunt and saying, "I want to talk about a boy."
And there it is, Nicholas Holt's introduction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he turns out he's.
And then Hugh Grant's like, I can't stand this guy anymore. He just gotta go.
Yeah. I'm very interested in
Offloading this young gentleman.
this guy. I don't know. He's.
And then it's like, because every man is an island.
I've liked everything I've seen of his. I have picked and choose. I mean, I'm not watching the X-Men films, but
He's good in those.
He is good in those.
and he looks good in the. I'm just not watching him.
Right.
Kill Your Friends was fantastic. Mad Max, people loved.
You didn't?
My wife hated it, and so when we were watching it in the theater, and I could tell she hated it.
Oh, so that kind of.
And so it was just kind of souring
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
experience.
Yeah.
So I didn't not. I just didn't have all the love for
Yeah.
for it that other people did. I mean, The Weatherman's one of my favorite movies. So and he's in that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's a good guy to add to this cast. He probably needs a new franchise to stick around with since X-Men's done, and who knows if he'll be in another Mad Max or if they'll do another one with George Miller. Who knows? But
I think they are.
I heard they're working on it, but
he's working on it. But he's also 78 years old or something like that.
who would have thought a 72-year-old would have made one of the best action movies ever made, though?
That's true. He definitely has another one in him, so do it.
Yeah.
Last piece of news that we got here. Timothy Chalamet has been cast as Bob Dylan in the James Mangold directed biopic.
Yeah. I think it's good casting. I like Chalamet.
He's good. He's a good actor.
He is.
He's a good young chap. He's not bad in it. Like everything I've seen him in, he's been really good.
I don't like biopics personally, but yeah, I think it's good casting.
I mean, if you're gonna do it, why not have a James Mangold's a very good director. He's very competent.
Didn't he do Walk the Line?
No. Who did Walk the Line? I don't remember.
Look it up.
Maybe he did. But he did what? Logan. He did Ford versus Ferrari.
Walk the Line.
Did he do Walk the Line?
I'm pretty sure he did Walk the Line.
I don't know. I'll look
He
it
did
up.
Ford vs Ferrari.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was so good.
I still haven't seen it yet.
It was so good.
Yeah, I hear it's very
Matt
entertaining.
Damon acted his dick off.
Okay, he did. You're right, Blake. I'm wrong. He did do Walk the Line.
That's right.
So he's
That's
no stranger to doing musical biopics.
I don't think we need another Bob Dylan biopic.
Yeah. I really need want to see I'm Not There, which I hear is like the ultimate Bob Dylan biopic.
No. It's the only Bob Dylan sanctioned Bob Dylan biopic, and it's garbage. It's well acted.
I mean, it made a ton of year-end best lists.
Yeah, it's well acted, but it is incoherent at best. It's like
I mean, to be fair, Bob Dylan's singing is incoherent.
We're gonna have 6 amazing actors and actresses playing one character because he has 6 different people, right? No. You couldn't choose an actor, so you're gonna.
Who's the best one out of that bunch, in your opinion?
Kate Blanchett.
Yeah.
She crushed it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's Kate Blanchett though.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, is it Kate Blanchett? Yeah. She does great in it, and it's not a bad movie. It's just incoherent, and it's Bob Dylan, so he's like, yeah, I like that one. It doesn't really give any real information and leaves everything up to.
I don't think Bob Dylan would even care, honestly.
He does.
Oh, he does.
He absolutely cares. Every book that's written about him, he discredits. He's like, nope, that didn't happen. Will not a thing.
Do you think he's just building a myth around himself?
Yes.
Though? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's what everyone has said about him, and he's discrediting that. Yeah, that's absolutely.
So he probably relishes in these movies being made about him.
I don't think so.
I think he loves it just so he can be like, that is not true.
Yeah.
But yeah, so maybe he's just saying it's not true, and then maybe he's like winking like, yeah, it's not true. And so he's building this whole like what's real around him, which is cool which is exactly what a rock star should do, you know.
Build a myth around him. Yeah.
Sure.
Like Bowie, it's like I always thought Bowie was an alien the entire time. Turns out he wasn't.
You don't know that.
Bob Dylan,
You must really
a
love Bob Dylan.
frustrating. It's a frustrating ordeal because he's a human that is very private, and people don't want him to be very private, and it's frustrating because I don't want to have to pay $90 for stuff you wouldn't release in 1970 to be released now. I'm real mad about it. I'm sorry.
So this isn't going to be a movie you're going to go out and rush to the theater and watch then?
No. It have to really, really get me. But that's the other thing is Bob Dylan's going to, unless they have the full story from Bob himself. Honestly, I don't even want a Bob Dylan sanctioned film, right? I just want someone where Bob is suing people. That's the film I want to see. I want to see a film that's going to make Bob Dylan sue you for defamation of character.
That's the one that I'm going to believe the most, I think.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because all this other stuff is just bullshit. Like the I'm not here gives you no real answers and no real insights into his life. Right? It gives you peeks into the type of characters he is. Too. Yeah, it is. It's stupid. It's a good movie. Don't get me wrong. It's
just not what you wanted out of it.
It's not what anybody asked for. And I'm glad you got to make a real art house with billions of dollars and a lot of great things, but it was incoherent. And I haven't seen it since it came out, and I was mad about it then. So maybe it needs another choice or another watch for me. But
what do you guys think of like all these musical biopics coming out? Like I just watched Rocket Man the other day. It's good. It's really good.
Awesome.
It's fun.
I love a biopic.
Yeah. I mean, what's like in your opinion? What's the best one we've gotten so far?
Musical biopic or biopic?
Just musical biopics. That's the hot new thing right now.
I mean, out of the last two, would be Rocket Man.
We've had like 4 in the last year.
Okay, so there's that one, Bohemian Rhapsody.
Lords of Chaos was one.
I haven't seen that
one.
The
Dirt. The Dirt wasn't good.
The Dirt is a Lifetime movie.
The Lifetime version of Motley Crue.
Yeah.
I think Walk the Line is probably...
Walk the Line's good.
Does Dewey Cox count?
That's Walk Hard.
Yeah, I know. Does that count?
That movie is good for... That movie is good for 20 minutes.
It's still better than any musical biopic out there, though.
I disagree.
I don't think so.
No.
I don't know.
That'd make a great short movie.
Because I like the fake
ones. It is
ones.
short. It's only like
80 minutes.
No,
it'd be a great 20-minute... Because after that, it's the same joke over and over and over again. Over and over and over again.
Hard disagree.
Yeah, so...
Blake hates comedies, but
I don't like comedies, so...
Good thing we brought a comedian.
I don't. I know. You screwed this up. No, let me say this. When I go to watch a movie, I do not seek out comedies. I generally am like, okay, I need to hear like audience consensus and critical consensus if this is a good, funny movie. Otherwise, a lot of them are very similar to me. Cool. So it seems like one of them will be a breakout hit where like they found a formula that works, and then you'll get 200 of them that do the same thing right after that just aren't as good.
Yeah,
and like The Hangover.
Because horror movies don't do that.
I will say,
or action films.
I will say, you're right.
Or drama.
You're right, but I would say the horror market is even worse than comedies in terms of quality. So I do agree in a way.
But he's a horror fan.
I am. Yeah. No, I mean, but like, it's the same thing where like a horror movie will find something, and then you'll get 300 that are the same that are nowhere near as good.
Yeah. Or we'll just get another Black Christmas.
That too.
All right, let's shift into comedies then. No,
I'll argue with you all day.
No, it's cool. It's cool. I want that.
Blake, let's talk about some good comedies then. What's your favorite comedy ever?
That's impossible.
You know it in your heart what it is.
Well, I mean,
personally,
it's Wayne's World 2.
2.
Yes, it's Wayne's World 2. I love Wayne's World 2.
Wayne's World 2 is great.
And the first one is...
I'm not saying it's not great, but like...
The first one's very good too, but I think the second one maybe like had less stress to be as good, like a good SNL movie, and kind of just had more fun with its plot and premise and just went more goofy, and that's what works for me.
Okay.
It's definitely a goofier movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the whole The Graduate ending. I love that so much, and they're like, can't we get a better actor in here? And they pull in Clint Eastwood.
Yeah, I mean, I remember the first time I saw it, and it really stuck with me, and then I kept coming back to the same movie over and over again, And I just love going into that universe. And I like the first one; it's good, but like it doesn't have. I think the second one has more heart in it compared to than the first one too. But that's just me. I know I'm in the vast minority liking the second one more than the first one. But
I don't think I've heard that opinion a lot. I just have a hard time with that because like if I had seen Wayne's World 2 without knowing the characters, I would.
I saw the first one first.
Yeah, but I mean that's what I'm saying. So like on its own, I have a hard time putting that as my favorite because on its own, it's not as strong of a movie in my opinion because the groundwork's already laid in the first one.
Yeah. No, you're right.
I think it's like saying Dark World's better than Captain America.
They're not in the same characters, though.
I know. I just.
I think the second one for me, like why it doesn't work as much as the first one does, is that like Wayne and Garth are kind of separated the entire movie. Like it feels like Dana and Mike weren't always the best friends on those the sets.
That's not
of those.
entirely
They kind of
true.
deviate.
Yeah.
Garth goes with.
Doesn't that generally happen in a lot of sequels though with characters? They kind of split them up and try to find a new way to make the.
I think it works.
Yeah.
I think it does. It's fun introducing Garth to a like supermodel psycho girlfriend that wants him to kill her husband.
And like I like the jokes.
Dana Carvey's fantastic.
Yeah.
I think it's a lot of fun. Yeah.
It's a good movie.
Yeah.
I'm not. I was just so surprised.
Yeah. No, I definitely surprised people with that answer, and it's one of my favorite movies, if not my favorite movie of all time. So,
hell yeah,
I can explain it.
Awesome.
I'm in a similar boat. Wayne's World is top 5 of all time.
Yeah.
Like I just love that movie. I don't know what it is. I think it's the one I've seen. That and Dumb and Dumber. I think I've watched the most out of any movie ever.
Dumb and Dumber is a great movie.
And Dumb and Dumber is fantastic too.
Yeah. That movie holds up.
That is a series where the sequels do not, unlike Wayne's World.
Yeah.
Neither one is great.
Yeah.
Good. Horrendous.
That was a rough go.
Have you seen the sequels?
Yeah, I have.
Both?
Yes.
Or the prequel and this?
Yeah. There was one part in the actual sequel that I laughed really hard at, but the rest of the movie I kind of just stared at the screen, kind of like, what's.
I was losing IQ.
Why was this necessary?
I laughed a couple times in the sequel, but it was because they were just doing the same jokes again. I'm like, I know that joke. That's funny.
Yeah.
But it happened in the first one.
Yeah.
I think the prequel has Bob Saget.
They rushed a script. I mean, that's
for 20 years.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Is like they didn't have a script that they really wanted to do until 20 years when they're like, well, we could use a cash grab.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The Farrelly brothers did this one, right?
Fairly? Yeah.
Fairly, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then the one did Green Book right after. So it's a way to follow it up.
That looks like a fantastic movie. I haven't seen it, but I'd like to.
I haven't seen it either. Blake, have you?
No, I'm never going to watch that.
Green Book?
No.
I heard it's fine.
Okay.
I mean, it did win Best Picture, but I heard it's fine.
It looks fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Nathan, what about you? What's one of your favorite comedies ever? Tommy Boy.
Tommy Boy, Chris Farley, David Spade. It's the best comedy movie. Fight me.
I actually can't fight you on that.
Tommy Boy, Black Sheep still, but Tommy Boy is my favorite. Like I will watch that movie anytime it's on. I can quote every line. I used to when we first got like Napster and stuff. I downloaded the movie clips, and they were on every mix CD I had.
I used to do that too.
You know, so it's just melted chocolate inside the dash. That really ups the resale value. I think you're gonna be okay. You got a thin candy shell. I think your brain's got a thick candy. Anyway, sorry, but I think if I had to say like a series of movies, my favorite trilogy is a comedy trilogy, and it is the Cornetto trilogy from Edgar Wright. Those are the most well done, put together, directed and edited films.
One thing I just thought of that you're saying that is like, and I never thought of until just right now, is that those are all like comedies, but they all dip their toes in different genres, which I think is really interesting.
Parodies.
Yeah,
they're perfect parodies of every genre. Like it's a perfect parody of
horror
zombie,
movies.
Yeah,
right. It's a perfect parody of a cop buddy film, right? It's the perfect parody. That's Hot Fuzz. There's not a single frame I would add or take out.
and there's a lot of them.
It is
with
long.
his editing, yeah.
No, I meant like the way he edits his, which is my major hang up with Edgar Wright is his editing. I'm not a fan personally.
I wouldn't change a damn thing about Hot Fuzz.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Is that your favorite of the three?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And then the third one is At World's End, which is everyone says is the weakest, and I don't.
Oh,
agree.
it's my favorite of the three.
Yeah, it's a little bit more straightforward as far as.
I think that's. Is it Pegg?
Yeah,
Simon Pegg.
I think that's his best performance.
Really?
That I've seen, in my opinion. For me, I love how that movie operates as like a call for, to get help if you're an alcoholic. That movie's all about alcoholism and the 13 steps, and I love how that whole thing plays out.
Yeah,
and
it's a
I
fantastic
remember
movie.
watching that movie and being like, wow, this guy is really good in this movie. Yeah. And not that he's bad in everything else, but just like he just takes a step further than he had in the past. So
what did he do?
Simon
Pegg. I've never In Search of Happiness.
I didn't see that one.
Is very, very good.
I also liked. Is it Run Fat Boy Run?
Run Fat Boy Run was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. In Search of Happiness is an art style. Like it could be. It looks like a senior thesis for but like in a horror, kind of almost Tim Burton-y way. But it's awesome. Yeah.
All right. So you're a big Farley guy?
Chris Farley, yeah.
Yeah. Is he one of the reasons you wanted to become a comedian? I mean, he never did stand up per se, which is what you do, but
I also started as an improv actor and just an actor in general.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've always just loved performing, so whatever flavor I can get my hands on, right? I love stand up because I don't. It's hard to work with others. And I can just be me, right? Which is exciting. But I still love, my first love was theater. I was, in plays and stuff as a kid. And then improv comedy really kind of took me through the next level. Like, just improvising a scene and just being funny and listening and stuff like that. I've always loved it. And then when all my friends left for improv, I didn't have anybody to play with, so I had to figure out how to do it myself. And so that's where I went to stand up. But Farley was always, Farley taught me to be captivating, right? Even if he's not the point of that scene, you can't take your eyes off him. He just really had a magnetism. And so I've always loved that about him. But honestly, my favorite SNL guy is Dan Aykroyd, which is strange because he plays an amazing straight man, but he can also be the goofy guy, which is Farley was never really a good straight man.
No.
And so I've always respected more Dan Aykroyd, even though he's bonkers.
I'm glad you said it. Yeah, he's nuts, but yeah, he's fantastic though. I never thought of that until you just said it. Like he can do both.
Bad film
That he's been in.
Yeah.
Dan Aykroyd?
Yeah.
Blues
Brothers 2000 is one.
I never saw that one. I didn't like Spies Like Us, but it's not bad.
He's in Caddyshack too, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I never saw that one either.
Caddyshack 2 is fine.
Yeah, it's Caddyshack too.
It's not a bad movie.
Yeah,
it's not a great movie.
Yeah, no, it's not Caddyshack either.
But it's also not a Dan Aykroyd movie.
No.
Oh, okay. We're talking starring roles.
Like starring role.
Well, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. If
I'll walk back my incredulous statement. I everything I've seen him in, I've loved, and he was fantastic in Tommy Boy, right?
Yeah.
He seems like a nice guy. Just that thick Chicago accent is fantastic.
He's so good in that movie.
Yeah.
That's he can like pop in just these little small roles and just completely steal it though.
Freaking Coneheads. What? Crazy good. So yeah, the guys, that's who I've always loved, and he did I think just a spot of stand up, but nothing crazy.
Who's that? Aykroyd?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But as far as stand up goes, we want to talk about people getting serious. Dave Chappelle in A Star Is Born was recent. Sandler, I haven't seen Uncut Gems, but looks fantastic.
He's fantastic in the movie.
Yeah? He's really good?
Yeah.
What Ray Romano's freaking crushing right now. Especially in he was just in The Irishman.
So good in The Big Sick.
He's really good in The Irishman. Yeah.
The Big Sick, fantastic.
Yeah.
Ray Romano's just crushing. He also just came out with a special too. On top of that, he just dropped one of the better specials on Netflix in the last 2-3 years. He does 2 sets at 2 different places on the same night, and there's edits, but it's not. That's bonkers, right? Tony Hinchcliffe did that. Both of you are giving me glassy-eyed stares, but Tony Hinchcliffe did a one cut, right? So it's like 1917, the stand-up special, where he doesn't cut the camera at all, right? He goes in, he finishes a cigarette.
It's the Birdman, you mean?
Yeah, it's the Birdman of comedy specials, and it's okay. But Ray Romano just did the same thing so much better, and he did 2 different sets on the same night at 2 different comedy clubs. It was high concept, but also straightforward, and you still got to love Raymond, you know?
What's since you brought up Sandler, what's some of your guys' favorite like comedians that have turned and gone dramatic? Because I think you don't like from Sandler, you don't really expect it. Eddie Murphy to an extent, especially now. Like, what do you guys think are some of the best that we've got?
Are you talking about specific movies or actual people?
Well, like,
because I think Jim Carrey can do good,
yeah.
But like it's becoming hit and miss with him, I think. But
it depends on the project,
right,
obviously.
Right.
But
same thing with Sandler. Like he's got to have the right person behind him, steering him, like controlling what he's doing.
But I mean, every dramatic project Sandler's done, he's crushed it in.
Yeah, the 2.
Punch Drunk
Love. Meyerowitz Stories, Reign Over Me.
I haven't seen that yet.
He's great.
Reign Over Me was so good.
He's really... The movie...
I forget about Reign Over Me.
I thought the movie was okay. Sandler's great.
Same with Don Cheadle.
And Don Cheadle's really good in it, too.
Yeah, Don Cheadle reacting to Sandler was fantastic. I really liked... oh, my God. I came prepared, and now I completely blanked everybody. I mean, those are all really, really great. I watch for a lot of that because, I see a lot of stand-up comedians. But comedy, you have to play it straight unless it's like a super goofy movie, right? So it's not surprising to me when comedians do well in drama because they're not doing anything different. Because in a comedy movie, unless you're playing for a joke specifically, right, you have to play it straight. Because these are real things that are real happening, and that's what makes it funny, right? So it doesn't surprise me anytime a comedian makes the turn for a dramatic role.
I think the reason it's surprising for Sandler is because he's made garbage for the last 10 years.
Has he?
I'd say so. And I love Sandler. Sandler's my favorite, maybe my favorite comedian ever.
But you were just saying the Meyerowitz Story. Right.
Well, I mean, his the Sandler Happy Madison comedies.
Yeah, but he also came out with God, it's a punchline. Grown Ups, right? But that movie was silliness in between real moments, right? So if you took out all those silly things that they do, like the Arrow with you take Rob Schneider out of the movie.
But then you get Grown Ups too.
The one thing I guess we'll get stick with Sandler for a bit, but I grew up, I don't know how old you are, I grew up with Sandler in the mid-90s where he was the star, and it just seems like he's been doing the same jokes for 20 years, and they all feel so forced.
But now I think he's bored doing
Funny
those.
People.
That's a good movie, yeah. But I think I've watched only one of his Netflix movies, and it just seems like the jokes are they're decades old.
He doesn't care anymore. I think is part of it. I think he got the money for Netflix. He can go do, which I applaud him for one thing. He gets his friends in his movies and says, "Hey, we're gonna go on vacation and go make this movie." They're probably having a blast making the movie. We might not necessarily feel that through the screen, but I think he's always having fun doing his movies.
Was it mystery movie? What was the one that came?
Murder Mystery.
Murder Mystery.
Yeah,
fantastic. It opened against some of the bigger box.
Yeah, it's like Netflix's highest watched movie or something like that.
It was fun. It was good. It was acted well. He doesn't play a complete doof, right? There's a couple moments, but
he's kind of doofy.
I didn't complete doof.
No, he's not Billy Madison in this.
Yeah, he's not a water boy. He's not.
No.
anything. He's a real person with basic character flaws, right? But it was played well.
My problem was he just felt like he didn't care in that movie. Like he was wearing the Sandler cargo shorts and just didn't care. Is what I felt. I think everybody else around him was pretty good in that movie.
Yeah.
Jennifer Aniston was actually trying, and she's fun. I think they have chemistry. Those two definitely.
I really that didn't distract me at all. Right. I mean, it worked with his character.
Yeah, but he's playing himself.
Yeah. Well, no,
to an extent.
I don't know. I don't know about that. I think there's some nuance.
I think with Uncut Gems, I've seen enough to where I would love for him to just take more chances personally.
I think it takes a lot out. Like he doesn't seem like that type of actor.
Yeah, he seems very carefree. And this isn't a detriment to him as a person, but it definitely feels like he's just like, I kind of just want to chill with my family and friends
yeah.
and shoot a fun movie.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Exactly. It's just maybe my expectations are a little bit different than what.
I saw online someone...
He's so good in Uncut Gems.
He's
like,
so good in that movie.
Why not, push that boundary just a little further?
Even every 3 years or 5 years, do something like that.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
I saw someone released... I know Corey Jacobson. He shared it on our Facebook group page. Someone shared a script that they had for Grown Ups 3, and it was like a meta version of the Grown Ups Sandler universe. I'm like, make that movie. Like, it was about them making Grown Ups 3, and they were all like Sandler was trying to bring his friends back. Spade was doing his thing. Rock was doing his thing. Schneider was mad at Sandler for not putting him in the second one, but it was about the actors. I'm like, do that. I would watch the hell out of that. Those five guys playing each other, playing themselves and playing off each other that way.
Yeah.
Then it turned into a slasher movie. It was a weird script.
No wonder you liked it so much.
I loved it. It was a Sandler slasher.
Kumail Nanjiani is going to be in a Marvel movie. The mutants or whatever.
The Eternals.
The Eternals, yeah.
He's he's the star of the movie. I'm pretty sure. Along with Angelina Jolie, but
he's fantastic. I mean, The Big Sick was so good.
It's a very good movie.
He's really good in the first episode of the Twilight Zone reboot.
Yeah, I haven't seen that, and I won't. But
actually, I think I don't know how much you just can't do horror at all,
I just don't like it.
Yeah, the first one's about a stand-up comedian.
I know. I'm told I should watch it.
You should watch
but I don't. So I don't care enough to watch it by myself. Right?
I'll come over and watch it with you.
But my wife can't even watch a horror trailer. Right? It just
Really?
She has such an overactive imagination. She can't sleep for a night.
I don't think you guys should watch Uncut Gems then.
She won't.
It'll take a lot out of you.
It's pretty intense.
Yeah.
But.
Hey, do you know how much hemming and hawing it was to see Murder Mystery or whatever it is? It was a Murder Mystery?
The Sandler one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Adam Sandler was in it. So she was like, I'm not. And I'm like, Jennifer Aniston. She's like, I will watch 30 minutes of this movie. And then we'll decide.
I'll give it 30 minutes and we'll pause and,
and then
reconvene.
We won't make popcorn until 30 minutes into this movie. But it's so I have if I have no interest in seeing it by myself and she's not going to watch it with me, right? I only have so much time in my personal viewing of things I want to see that she won't watch. Horror's just not
going to fall in there.
Yeah, I still have to see Breaking Bad. You know what I mean? There's just a lot more I need to see before I need to see.
Sure.
The one episode of the Twilight Zone remake. Yeah. But yeah, Kumail he's fantastic, and I would like to see him do more drama. I mean, even looking at Bill Hader and Kristen Wiig from the SNL group.
Oh yeah,
they're
the Skeleton
both
Twins.
Really good dramatic actors. Yeah, Skeleton Twins is great.
Look at the guys from the League that do all the indie darlings like
the Duplass brothers.
The Duplass brothers, right? I think comedy again, and I'm saying this as a person that wants to be casted as a comedian in more dramatic roles. But yeah, I mean I think comedy's. It almost makes it easier because you're already doing that same muscle. The timing's still there.
I'd say comedy's probably the hardest genre to do.
I think you'd ask any actor and they said comedy is harder than anything to do.
And especially on film, because you might kill on set, but there's a different timing.
Yeah. You might get it in one take and not the next too.
Comedy requires a much better editor than any other movie, for sure. I think it's all really in editing, because there's a pace that has to happen for a joke to work, and I think that's hard to do on set, especially if you have a shitty editor.
What do you guys think it is? Like, why won't the Academy bring up comedies more then? Because, like, the Academy is the big awards thing, but why do we think it's still... Like, comedy's been around since film started.
I think they're looking for, prestige, quote-unquote. Like, generally comedies, unless it's, like, a game changer... Was Bridesmaids even nominated for Best Picture?
No. Because it was still at 5 then.
No, it wasn't.
Are you sure?
Yeah, 2009.
Oh, yeah.
But, like, when The Hangover came out...
But Melissa McCarthy was and won.
No, she didn't. No.
Sure?
I'm pretty sure. When The Hangover came out, people thought that was getting a Best Picture nomination. What was the last flat-out comedic...
Comedy?
Yeah, that was nominated for Best Picture. I can't think. Maybe Green Book? I'm just kidding. I don't know. Like, it sucks.
Fargo?
Was Fargo, like, a comedy, though?
Yeah,
it's a horror.
No,
I would say
it's a very funny movie. I'm
crime
with you.
comedy,
right? Like it's not like.
It's not a Bridesmaids or The Hangover.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
But why is that different?
It shouldn't be.
Yeah,
but
it's
in the eyes of the Academy,
I agree with you. It is funny.
Yeah, it's funny.
I mean, in the eyes of the Academy, or even the Golden Globes, The Martian's hilarious to them. And Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is
definitely more of a comedy than a drama. So
Once Upon a Time it should be. I haven't seen it, but it's a comedy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a comedy.
But why is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood treated different than Murder Mystery?
Because it's got Quentin Tarantino's name behind it.
Because he's only doing 2 more movies.
Not one.
More.
Let Sandler be in it.
He should stop making movies.
Do we agree on something?
I think he might agree in a different.
Yeah.
Are you a Tarantino guy?
I hate Tarantino.
Okay, I love him, and I think this is his best movie, and he should just stop.
Oh, I think Reservoir Dogs is the only movie that's worthwhile watching of his. I haven't seen. I still watch every one of them.
Okay, so you've seen Jackie Brown.
Yeah, I've seen.
So you don't think that's worth watching? Oof. Okay. Well, I guess we all have our own.
Yeah.
So.
I didn't like True Romance either. So I don't think he's a great writer. I think he's a white guy that wants to say the N-word.
Well, he succeeded then.
Yeah, all the time.
I couldn't tell you why comedies. For me, it just comes down to just the voters don't see it as a prestige thing, and don't.
So I also.
Does it bother you or not?
It probably should. I don't think it does. The thing is I've long past gotten over the fact that necessarily the best movie is not going to win the Academy.
I think that's for the most part.
Everyone agrees with that.
Right.
To an extent,
and so I've kind of gotten over that. The comedies aren't... For a comedy to be truly great and be down as a history and part of this conversation every time, it never needed an award.
What do you think validates a comedy's place in history then? Is it money?
The bargain bin.
The bargain bin?
You know what I mean? The replays on TNT.
I think for me it's like the quoting. Because
rewatchability.
The
quoting
rewatchability.
factor. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's like
Tommy Boy is maybe the most quotable movie ever.
I disagree with that, but
I mean behind Wayne's World 2, but
no, not even Wayne's World 2, but for me, and I'm not saying that this is a better movie, but like I cannot tell you how many times I've heard Anchorman quoted or Super Troopers quoted. So
yeah, but.
And I'm not saying they're better.
No. I'm just we're talking those movies you heard quoted more recently.
Way more than Tommy Boy.
But Tommy Boy's twice its age.
Right.
So therefore the fact of the matter is like when Tommy Boy came out, son of a right.
I'm not saying it wasn't.
No. Yeah.
Holy shnikes.
But even to this day, I hear more Anchorman and Super Troopers quoted than I do Tommy Boy. Dumb and Dumber, I hear more quoted.
You don't hang out with enough fat people then. Because anytime a fat guy puts on a coat, fat guy in a little coat, or Richard, give me a hug, or hey, can I get? Do you know where the weight room is? Scram, Tommy, don't give her the weight room. Right?
I'll find it.
Yeah, I'll find it. Yeah. Housekeeping. How many times have you had someone knocked on the door?
Every time you go to a hotel.
Not every time I go to the hotel.
But
I'm not saying it's a cool movie. I'm just saying in my circle.
Sure.
Every time you see a deer.
I've never heard that one quoted. But.
What'd you do?
It's so good.
Bees! Bees! They're everywhere! Your firearms are useless against them! I think Super Troopers quotes Tommy Boy. Like, they all hit it. Anyway, sorry.
I mean, the biggest quote from Super Troopers is the snozberries taste like snozberries. I'm like, that's from Willy Wonka.
Shenanigans. Did you spit in that cop's burgers? I mean, I'm not saying
Take a liter of Coke.
it's right. I'm not saying it's better. I'm just saying like I hear that one quoted way more than.
I just don't like Super Troopers that much.
Neither do I, but
I think it's fine. It's not Tommy Boy. It's not even Black Sheep.
It's not even Slam and Salmon.
It's not even Airheads.
Club Dread. Airheads, fantastic.
Airheads is awesome.
I agree with that.
Great Sandler movie.
Yeah.
Even better Farley movie.
Even better Steve Buscemi movie.
Yeah. Improvise.
So I mean,
anyway,
and it does not bother me that they don't have, because they have their own awards. I think because
they have longevity more than anything.
Yeah, I'm more likely to rewatch Tommy Boy than I am to watch Schindler's List ever again.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Look at the what?
Look
at the year.
Which is one of the funniest movies ever made.
1994 is considered one of the great years in movies, or at least like one of the most controversial at the Oscars, because you had the Pulp Fiction, the Forrest Gump, and
Shawshank Redemption.
Shawshank. I'm gonna go back and rewatch Dumb and Dumber or Ace Ventura from that year more than any of those.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. It doesn't bother me at all, honestly. Not at all.
Do you watch the Oscars?
I used to. I don't really do it anymore.
Yeah.
Purely just because I can't. I don't have TV.
Oh.
And it's just, I have a TV.
Okay, I was just.
I don't have TV.
He's gone Amish.
I don't have so I have to go to a bar, and then I have to find a bar that'll play the Oscars.
Yeah.
And usually there's a sporting event.
I think the Crowbar does.
The Crowbar?
I'm joking. They don't play the Oscars there.
Yeah, I mean, I've gone to bars, and I've literally had I've dressed up to the nines and had a $50 bill to whoever will put up one TV on the Oscars, and no one will do it. I've done it for 4 years, and not one bar would change it over to the Oscars.
Not one TV.
Not one TV.
Which bars have you gone to?
I went to all of the Buffalo Wild Wings, which is not a bar. I went to Papa Doc's.
Well, that's because there's this Wings Beer Sports, not Wings Beer.
What's even funnier about that is they have 75 TVs in that place.
I know. That's where I went to places that have 100 TVs and was like, I just want one TV.
You should
with the Oscars.
You should try. It used to be the Little Kalinga. Now it's
Casa del Rey.
No. It's oh my god. My wife goes there all the time. Anyways, they have like Wheel of Fortune on.
Sure.
You might have a chance there.
Yeah. I definitely I mean, I just don't. It's also 4 hours long, and it's just people jerking each other off.
Right.
Oh, movies are so important. I'm like, yeah, okay. And I love movies. Don't get me wrong. I'm on a movie podcast, and I'm in them, and I love making them.
Yeah.
I love watching them,
but you're not going to get in a suit and jerk off.
Yeah.
I'm
not interested.
I think movies are important, but not to what they are holding themselves up to. Yeah, I agree.
All right, should we wrap this up? You guys good? Yeah. Let's talk about
this. Always up for protected sex.
Yeah.
Let's wrap it up and jerk each other off, just like the Oscars. Anyway, segue to the Snow Jam Comedy Festival.
Yeah, that's a great way to go in. So 23rd through the 25th, these shows sell out. Last 3 years, 4 out of the 6 shows sold out.
How many people did you get last year?
A lot.
Over 200?
Well, we had 60 seats at each venue. A little over 60 seats at each venue, and 4 sold out.
Very cool.
So 4 shows sold out, and we added more shows this year, and it's just getting bigger and bigger every year. Buy tickets online. It also helps us know what we need for volunteers and for staffing, so we can get better service for when people are there. So if you can buy tickets, get the all access pass. You get into anything, any event. Plus, you get into the after parties to hang out with the comics with the VIP passes. So. And
where can people get tickets at?
SnowJamComedyFest.com. That is SNOJAM. comedyfest.com.
I will put a link to this in the video for them.
Killer.
Yeah. All right, so let's wrap this thing up then, Blake. Quickly, we should plug we got a little thing we're doing, a little live show that we are doing January 26th. 2020, so that's coming up here in the next few weeks.
So
perfect wrap down.
I was just so basically what we're saying is go to the Snow Jam Festival.
Hell yeah.
From the 23rd to the 25th, and then to for like your nightcap, come to our live show on Sunday the 26th to talk about movies.
What
Here are
time
some
is that?
movies. 3 p.m.
3 o'clock.
Oh, just right after a couple Bloody Marys.
There you go.
Hell yeah.
This is gonna be that's gonna be great.
I heard rumors that Kevin Smith is coming, so I'm pretty stoked to if that's gonna come true or not. So.
What?
Yeah, I heard Kevin Smith is coming.
Yeah, you heard it here first.
Yeah.
Blake is not making this up.
I follow him on Instagram, and there was some talk, so we'll see.
All right.
Brian should be pretty happy.
Blake is hyping this up. If
I
it
am.
doesn't happen, blame Blake.
Don't blame me. I'm just
Once
just
again, that's January.
internet chatter.
Yeah, January 26th at the Last Stop Studios, 3 to 5 p.m. Be there. It's a free event. Come talk movies with us and watch us ramble about
it's
movies.
free. They're serving drinks there. There's prizes. You can win prizes just by showing up.
Yeah. So yes, January 26th. Be there or be square.
That works.
That's it. All right. With that being said, we should wrap this thing up with where you can find us. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, and YouTube. Blake, where can people find you if they want to follow you online?
On Facebook. And, I guess I am on Instagram.
You are on Instagram.
I have an Instagram account for all I do is review movies, and it's Midwest_cinephile. Or you can follow me on my my personal Instagram account, too. It's just baby pictures, but... Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, nothing at all. She's cute.
Nathan, what about you? Do you want people to follow you online?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Follow Snow Jam Comedy Fest on Facebook and Twitter and stuff like that. But you can also follow me at Nathan Hults Comedy on Facebook, and then at Nathan Hults on every other social media.
Awesome. Nathan, thank you so much for being here. This has been fun.
Have me back anytime.
Absolutely.
I'll argue with anybody about everything. So
we'll do a full Farley episode at some point. I just got to convince Brian to do it.
That takes convincing to do?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what his thoughts are on Farley. I know he hates Will Ferrell, so we're not going to ever do that one. But we'll
wow.
Yeah. Me and Nathan will just do that one, I
I
guess.
get it.
You get it.
You
have a love-hate relationship with Will Ferrell?
I'm pretty fatigued on Ferrell.
Yeah.
I've got Ferrell fatigue.
# fatigued on Ferrell. Use it. All right. All right, Nathan. Thank you again. Blake, thanks for helping out and stepping in for this episode.
I hope Brian is happy with my step in.
You didn't bring up Fast and the Furious.
No. Go watch Fast 5. There you go. There's my Fast and Furious plug.
There it is. All right. Thank you all once again for listening, and we'll check you out next time on The Backlot with South Dakota.